Welcome.
Hi.
Okay, I'm just gonna let people enter as they come. You guys are all signed up. Why don't we everybody just say hi and say your name since you guys are all coming together?
Hi, I'm Jan
Hi, Jen.
Lavelle. Hi.
Hi.
Michael Cohen, Jan's partner.
Hi. So,
Hi. I'm Amy.
Hi, Amy.
hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, Laura.
And Lisa, I just see you joined. Welcome, Lisa. If you want to add your camera, you can, Lisa. You don't have to, but if oh good, there you are. Hi. Hit unmute, Lisa. They're still
Thanks.
muted. Oh, there you go.
Did it unmute?
It unmuted. Hi.
Yay. Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm here to listen carefully.
Awesome. So Lisa's not signed up, but she's a potential retreater. So welcome. Everybody else happens to be signed up. And this is being recorded because quite a few people attending the retreat and people interested couldn't make it. So I will share with them, anyone that requested the recording. So I'm so glad to see you all here. Let me just talk a little bit about the retreat and give you a feel and an overview, and then I'll just open it up for questions. Again, Lisa, anything that you want to know since you haven't, registered, and you guys that are coming, anything that's brewing, any questions or, things you want answered, I can answer them. So most of you probably already know this, but I've been leading retreats for many, many years, and this is hands down the absolute best gold standard retreat location I have ever used. It is just so impeccable, not one issue, not one thing wrong with it. It's gorgeous. The location's incredible. The people who own it and run it are incredible. It's an Italian English family. The daughter manages the property and she's based in London, and the parents float around a little bit. They have another home. There's multiple homes on the property. Sometimes they're there. I don't think they'll be there when we are. But it's just gorgeous. They've done everything to perfection. We have two villas that are completely our own. There's one villa that has 6 rooms in it, and it's sort of the main villa where the food happens. My chef will be there cooking. Tons of lounge spaces, indoor and outdoor. A pool. We'll have our meals there, indoors and outdoors. A fire pit. Not that we'll need it, but a gym in that villa, as well as an indoor spa. It's got a hot tub, a steam room, and a dry sauna. What else can I tell you? You take a little path, I mean, a 2-minute walk, but you take a little path past the yoga room, which is its own separate purpose-built yoga room with every prop you can want and imagine. It has its own bathroom and everything, and it's only hours for the week. No one else will be coming and going. And then next to that is another villa, a second villa that has 4 rooms in it. Everything is en suite, and then a separate cottage, which is usually where I stay unless somebody really wants that. I can absolutely book students into that, but it doesn't have the views that the other villas have because the first villa has 3 or 4 levels, and that's the one with the unobstructed views of the Adriatic Sea. The second villa has, just 2 floors. So partial views of the sea from one of those rooms. It has a second pool as well, in addition to the one that's by the first villa. There's another pool down lower and another huge gym. Again, not that we'll necessarily need it. The location, I'm calling the retreat Untouched Italy because it truly is the non-touristy part of Italy. It's not usually on people's radar. When you talk about the Le Marche region, often people haven't heard of it unless you're Italian. It's on the Adriatic side, so the views are of the Adriatic Sea. And it's just incredible. I didn't hear a single American accent the entire time I was there. And yet I had no language issues. I was able to communicate fine. Most people spoke English. People vacationing there were mostly Italians and some other Europeans. So it's truly a unique and special and non-touristy experience. From the main villa, when you look out the front door, you can see this beautiful castle walled little village. It's called Civitanova Alta. It's full of Italian families. It's a 10-minute walk. You could go get a coffee, a gelato, or just stroll around. When I was there last year, they happened to be having this, they called it like an annual garden day where everybody in the village opens up their homes so that you can walk into the back and see their gardens. So I really kind of had a sense of this tiny little town. It's adorable. And then 10 minutes down the road, driving, is Civitanova Marche, and that's the main town, which is beachfront. And you can take a train there. You can leave from there via train. And there's much more shops and things to do down there. So there's also a bike path, pedestrian path that you can walk if you want to get a workout. It takes about an hour to walk down. I think it's 3 miles or something. And then it's a bit of a huff to come back up. But if you want to work out, that's a beautiful walking trip. Or take a taxi down and a taxi back. The way that we'll get there, because it's, if you look at a map of Italy, Rome's sort of center-ish, to get there, it's northeast. And the trains don't go directly there. You would have to go way north and then over and down. So I set up a bus transfer that takes us all, and that's just the fastest, easiest way. So I do the pickup at the Rome Fiumicino airport, and it takes us straight there. It's about 3 hours. It's an easy drive. We stop midway for bathroom break and snacks, and then we're literally driven straight up to the villas. I'm bringing my favorite chef, who I discovered in France 2 years ago. She's actually Scottish, but she lives and works primarily in France and is a retreat chef. And so I bring her over because her food is so incredible, fresh, healthy, farm to table. You will eat like a queen or king, but you probably won't gain weight. I've even had people lose a little weight on retreat just because you're eating so many vegetables and fresh, healthy, healthy food. So she will be cooking all of our meals unless we decide to do something out. We choose to have a dinner out or a lunch out, but all of your meals are included, and she will accommodate for, any kind of allergies or food intolerances, no problem. And then in terms of excursions, I offer a few different add-on excursions so that you can pick and choose what you do or don't want to participate in. And I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do this time. So I would be curious to hear from you all what you're interested in. There's a few adorable villages that we can take day trips to. I visited and stayed at Numana and Cirolo when I was there last time. I flew in a few days early and acclimated there, and I loved it. Just absolutely adorable, quintessential village up on a cliff overlooking the water and the beaches. That was Numana. Everything's walkable. And then you could take like a 10-minute, 15-minute walk to the neighboring village, which is called Cirolo. Equally adorable, shops, restaurants, hiking trails all over. It's in a national park, basically. So that's a great day trip. But there's others. I'm going to do one in a couple weeks because I'm going to be on a retreat with another teacher soon. We're going to do a day trip to Loreto, which is another town. I think it's about 45 minutes away, and maybe less, maybe under 30. And it's a very popular sacred site for Catholics because there's some significance around Mary and this location. And I can't remember all of the details, but there's a famous church that people visit. And it's a beautiful hilltop town with views and shopping and a plaza and, all the things you imagine in Italy. And then there's more of those all over. There's trips to the beach. There's wine tasting. There's local wineries where you can go and have lunch. There's hiking. There's biking. We did a bike trip on my retreat last year. Some people didn't, want to get on a bike. Others of us did. It was e-bikes. So even for the hills, we had assistance, and it was just fun and beautiful to cruise around. There's also a nature preserve in the mountains called the Sibillini Forest. And I did not visit that this last trip, but that would be another great place to do a e-bike trip and lunch. We could spend a half a day or something like that. So that sort of gives you an overview. Massages, I will set all those up. There's a number of treatments that we can have, and I'll be in coordination with you all about what you want if you want that. And those will be on site at the villas. There's multiple areas on the property for private massage rooms. So you can be as busy as you want to be or as relaxed as you want to be. There'll be downtime every day, morning yoga, afternoon yoga, unless we're gone on an excursion. So I hope for it to be a balance between, dipping into your yoga and really feeling good physically and self-care, wellness, but also exploring and having fun and taking in the culture. Lisa, did you have a question?
I did, and thank you. That was a great, great, great description. It makes me want to go tomorrow. But remind me, I'm sorry that I didn't get this earlier, but can you remind me of the dates, please?
Yes, it's October 26th through November 2nd. It's a Saturday to Saturday. Off season, so it'll be even less crowded, especially flying in and out of Rome. The transfer is from Rome Airport, that direct transfer. And we leave, FYI, everybody, we will leave on the Saturday to arrive the airport around 12 p.m. So you either want to land that morning with plenty of time so you're not stressed and rushed because you've got to get through customs and everything, or you want to land, like personally, I like to fly in at least one day early, if not a few, so that you're not stressed. You have a night or two or three to acclimate and then back to the airport. Yeah.
Makes total sense.
Less stress, better, right? And then on the way back, we'll be leaving the villas by around 10 in the morning on Saturday, November 2nd. And so we'll get to the airport around 1 or 1:30. So also you don't want to pack a flight in too quickly, after that 1 o'clock time, because you've spent a week enjoying and de-stressing. Who wants to stress about catching a flight on the way out?
Exactly.
If you want to fly in to another city like Bologna or Milan or Florence, you can take a train fairly easily because you're coming down and it's just more direct. Rome, you have to go up and over and down. So the train station in Civitanova Marche is 10 minutes away. So I will have a taxi set up for you to pick you up. Should you come in another way and not do the bus with us, the taxi can pick you up from the train station.
Perfect.
Other
Nikki,
questions?
Nikki, what's the weather like during that time?
The weather has been very much like here and even warmer last year. So October, just like in the Bay Area, is kind of the Indian summer. Yeah, warm and beautiful. And I asked Amanda, the owner, and she said this last year, they were swimming in the Adriatic Sea until mid-November. So, it could dip and get chilly, but I think we're most likely. I was in Italy in October of 2019, hot. When I got there, Rome was in the 80s and 90s. So I think it's going to be perfect. You never know. I can't predict the weather, but I think it's going to be just right.
And what are the yoga times in general?
Usually what I do, it's all at my discretion because we have a private chef, so I can control the meal times. What I like to do is offer an optional early morning meditation where it's like whoever's up and is an early bird can come in. and sit with me from around 7 to 7:15 or 7:15 to 7:30, something like that. I'll give a bit of guidance, and I'll also teach you some techniques through the week so that you can kind of have your own technique, and it's just like a group silent moment to start the day. And then we have breakfast, usually lighter, on the lighter side, kind of continental buffet-ish breakfast that's opened between 7:30 and 8:30. By the way, there's a cappuccino maker and everything, and tea all set up in the kitchen. So if you're up really early, you can help yourself and get your coffee and cappuccino made. My chef will do, because Americans are different, she will do a French press coffee if you prefer like a drip coffee in the morning, and that'll be ready at breakfast time. And then we have a little digestion time, and I usually do like a hearty practice from like 9:30 to 11:30, but it's not like 2 hours of intensity. It's ease in, build up to something, chill out, extended shavasana, maybe breathing, meditation. So it's just everything, if you haven't been on a yoga retreat, everything slows down. Everything is more luxurious. Our only schedule is really from yoga to meals and whatever excursions or massages we set up. So things are extended. And then after that, lunch is midday, and there's usually open time after lunch. I will get massages booked around meal, yoga, and excursion times so that you don't have to miss anything if you choose a treatment or a massage. And then depending on the day, usually there's an afternoon, like a 4:30 to 5:30 or 4 to 5:30, something in that range, restorative or breathing, something, or stretching, something very chill, and then dinner. And I usually don't tend to do anything after dinner because often there's a lot of hanging out and connecting, and we're in Italy, so there could be wine happening, and people may just want to relax and not attend anything post dinner. So that's like a sample day. In terms also of the drinks, they have a full wine, not full, but a number of wine options there at the villa. And usually they'll bring in beer and some sodas, and maybe a couple of spirits. So you can buy those and put it on your tab and just leave it in the kitchen, and drink on it. For instance, if you have a bottle, and sip on it for a few nights. You can also, if you're out and about, buy anything you want and store it in the kitchen and use it. We'll have an entire refrigerator that is ours, that isn't even what the chef uses. So
Beautiful.
The kitchen is yours to access: teas, coffee, drinks, anything you want all day.
Sounds awesome.
How many people are signed up for the retreat currently?
Right now there are 9 students and myself. I will probably bring an assistant. I usually do, but my usual assistant has a conflict and can't come. So most likely I'll pull in someone else to come help me. And there are 3 rooms left. So that could be a combination of singles, if anybody wants to book it as a single, or a couple or friends sharing. So a few more people will probably join, and it'll be anywhere from 9 to 14 students, something like that. Small, just right.
Sounds good.
Any other questions? What excursions sound interesting to you guys, Jan?
Definitely the beach. Yeah, it'd be nice,
it.
and I like the idea of that town up in the mountains you were just talking about.
Loretto, yes. I'll have the
Mhm.
scoop on that. I'll be there in about a little over a week, or week and a half. So I'll really get the lay of the land. And if that's a must-do excursion, I'll include it.
That's where we are right now, in Loretto, Mexico.
One to the other.
Yes. But being in
Amy?
swimming sounds awesome. Sorry, swimming sounds awesome.
Okay,
To get
great.
in the water. Yeah.
There's multiple
Yeah.
locations. I'm also checking out on this trip. I hadn't been before, but there is a literally on the water restaurant with lounge chairs and, you know, everything you want, right in La Marque, Civitanova Marque. So that's the one that's a 10-minute drive down. So I'm going to check that one out on this trip. That's a close one, but also Numana and Cirilo are gorgeous. So there'll be multiple of those options, Jan. Yeah.
I'm really sorry, but I have to cut out now to make a phone call to a family person in the Midwest. So I have to do that. But thank you so much. And it was nice briefly meeting all of you as quick as it was.
Thanks, Lisa.
I know your faces now.
Hopefully you come and we all spend time together.
That would be really nice.
Okay,
Okay.
Lisa, thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks so
Bye.
much. Bye.
Other questions, guys?
Oh, I just wanted to double check. You said that I thought the meals were all vegan. Is that correct?
Not vegan, but they can be. She can do vegan. They are vegetarian. I'm just not including meat. Not that I'm strict about that in any way. She probably can accommodate that. It's just her food is so delicious and so healthy. I just keep it vegetarian because what she does is just amazing. But she can accommodate vegan 100%.
Okay. And will there be like options for like lactose intolerant people in terms of like the different nut milks and things like that? You'll have that all covered.
Absolutely. Yeah. You just put that, did you put those details in your registration when you signed up?
You know, I don't remember, and I thought I read it was vegan, so I don't think I thought I have the feeling I didn't put it in for that reason. So
Just shoot me an email of any restrictions and no problem. That's very easy for her to do.
okay. And I like the idea of the going to the towns a lot as well.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Numana and Cirilo one. And then depending, like if it's hot, I probably wouldn't want to get on a bike, but if it was, you know, our temperature, then I would love to do an e-bike tour.
Okay.
Uh,
Anybody else on that? That's always the thing I love, but like the last trip, there were about half of us that did and half of us that were like, no, thank you. Don't want to get on a bike. So
Yeah,
I think we'd both,
Oh, yeah.
we'd love to ride.
I'd do anything adventurous for sure. Biking sounds
Awesome.
great. Yeah.
Okay, good. I love the idea of the mountain ones because we can stop and have lunch and be in nature and it's near a lake and it's just like
Yeah.
slightly different terrain than where we're located. I think it's about 45-minute drive. They come to the villas. They get all your information, height and stuff in advance. And then they bring you the bikes, fit you. They're super nice dudes and take us out for fun.
Well, and is there a washer dryer by any chance? Oh,
Yep.
good. Okay,
In both
good.
villas, no charge to use it. They have some detergent there. If we run out, we can grab some at a nearby store. But yeah, you can use it anytime.
Yeah, and just to let everybody else here know, I'm going early to sort of acclimate. So if you guys go early, we can maybe connect and have a meal in Rome before. whatever.
Yes, I
Yeah.
will organize that because I am going to be there at least one day early, maybe two, but at least one day. So I would love to get
Yes,
everybody
yeah, that's
together,
awesome.
maybe on the night before, the Friday night before in Rome, for those that are in Rome.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there starting the 24th.
Okay, perfect.
So just
I
and
think we are too.
Yeah, we'll
oh,
check our
okay,
flights.
great.
Yeah, we'll coordinate. We'll check our flights. I think we're coming in early to spend have dinner at least in Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Perfect.
night before, and we're gonna look for a place to stay if you have any suggestions.
You know what? I am trying a new neighborhood in Rome. This time I'm going in a week from today. I'm staying in the Prati neighborhood near the Vatican. I've stayed over oh God, above the Spanish Steps. I can't think of the neighborhood off the top of my head. And then I've also stayed oh my gosh, I'm just forgetting everything, near Navona, the Navona Plaza. Campo di Fiori. That was a little bit like busy, loud. So if I have any like suggestions on where I think is optimal after this trip, I'll let you guys know. But we can also try and kind of stay near each other, but it's very walkable, so it's easy to
Right.
get from one area to the other. I like to be near things, but also in a quiet space, not too crazy.
Nikki, do the excursions cost extra money?
Yes, they are add-ons. So I figure all that out. It's generally a matter of like, how far are we going? And then the transport, we have to pay for that. You know, like the one that I'm doing, so I'll give you a price quote. The one that we're doing this summer, we're leaving at about 1 o'clock on one of the days, one of the afternoons. The driver is taking us to Loretto, the Catholic pilgrimage hilltop town. It's about under 30 minutes away, I believe. We're just going to tootle, explore, visit the church, walk around, shop, you know, I don't know, maybe have a coffee, just relax, enjoy. We'll be there for a little while. Then our driver is taking us to a winery sort of near to the villas, back kind of in our neighborhood. And we're having aperitivo, you know, which is snacks, and a wine tasting there. And then back to the villas. So we'll be gone from about 1 p.m. until about 6:30 or so. And all of that with the driving, the wine tasting, and snacks included, it was 155 euros per person. So it's a little bit more, you know, when it goes to dollars, but you know, other
That's
countries
cheap.
are less expensive, but yeah, I mean, right, it's on
That's
par
cheap.
with it's on par with here. I mean, the wine tasting was 55 euros, and the transport, you know, was about 100 euros per person for the driver for a half day. So yeah, so doable. And then the biking,
Very doable.
God, I'm going to say the biking was similar with lunch included. It was something in that realm. And again, it was like at least a 5 hour or so situation by the time they come pick you, take you, bike, lunch, and back, something like that. And then the taxi, for instance, like if we set up a taxi for you, I will help you facilitate if you want to do other things that aren't sort of the group thing. Like you decide you want to go down to Civitanova Marche for the afternoon and have a taxi take you and pick you up. It's about 25 euros down and 25 euros back up, something like that. And so all of that, there's an on-site concierge, Francesca. She's amazing, our Italian concierge. She'll help us with everything. She's just lovely.
Question, carry cash? Are some of the small towns more cash economies or
I barely ever use cash at all. Since COVID, everybody's set up with Apple Pay and touchless.
That's fine.
I always do bring some. So ever since
Right.
COVID, when you go to the banks for whatever reason, they don't ever have euros on hand. You have to go into your bank and order them, and it can take
Right.
a few days. I just like to do that. I like to land with euros in hand. Of course, you can use the ATMs there. So if you want to do that, just give yourself a little time in advance, go to your bank, order however many you want, and have them. Taxis, you know, can be easier to do cash, but otherwise everything card. About a week or two before we go, you'll get an email from Villa Olivo, the villas, and they'll have you do a little check-in and put your credit card with them so that if you get a bottle of wine from their tab, if you book a massage, if you get a taxi, they'll put all of that on your bill and you'll just pay at the end with your credit card. So they make it super easy that way.
And tips for staff and all that as well. That's
Yeah. So if
individual.
you wanna tip like the housekeeping, they'll come midweek and do a refresh. You can do that on your bill at the end. I
Okay.
will encourage you, and I'll send out email reminders. I'll encourage you to bring cash for the chef to just give
Okay.
her at the end. She'll be there cooking her booty off for us 3 meals a day all week. So I'll encourage between 10 to 15 euro per person per day to tip the chef.
Okay.
But of course, if you think she's amazing and want to give her more, great. If you're upset about anything and don't want to, that's of course at your discretion.
And then
Great, that's helpful.
Nikki, I'm kind of wondering, because I like to eat dinner early. So,
We
Am-
don't do the 8 p.m. Italian dinners. They will be
Yeah.
around 6 or 6:30 at the latest.
okay. I usually eat at like 4:30. I'm like a total blue hair. So I'm just wondering, like if I eat at 6:30, even if it's salad, I'm not gonna be able to digest that. I'm gonna be uncomfortable.
So there will be snacks and things out if
Okay.
you need something to carry you over for sure.
Yeah.
Yoga will probably be happening at that time. So I don't think she'll have everything available for the whole meal yet.
Right.
But
Okay.
if you can adjust a little bit, take it, my Ayurveda, take a walk after dinner. That's going to help
Yeah.
stimulate digestion. And, you know, you're right in a beautiful area to easily walk to the village and back. That will help you
Okay.
process things a bit. Yeah. And maybe you just adjust a little Italian time. I mean, I don't, some of the, you know, the locals, they eat late, like restaurants don't
know.
open till 7 o'clock. So I
Oh, I
don't do
know.
that.
My
But I
husband.
do find myself getting a little later because that's just sort of how the culture is a little bit there. So you might
Yeah.
find yourself just pushing everything a little later than normal.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone else? Laura, any other questions?
Nothing's coming to me now.
I have to tell you, it's just going to be incredible. Like I said, it's the gold standard. It's just stunning, beautiful. The room's large, ensuite, the views, the property, just everything about it. You're just going to have a really, really incredible time for sure.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Nikki.
All right, guys, more info coming when it gets closer. You know, I'll send out the schedule. Probably in a month or so, I'll send you an email to like nail down who wants a massage and what kind, and just the details will start coming as we get closer. But just know that the airport pickup is about noon on our Saturday, the 26th, and you'll be back to the airport around 1:30 on November 2nd. And email me
It's
anytime if questions come up.
right. Will there be kind of like a phone list or anything if people are comfortable with that? So collectively, we
Yes.
kind of be able to contact each other. Okay, great.
Yes, I will start a text chat. So, like for the airport
Okay.
pickup, I'll be there that morning saying, okay, guys, you know, meet you here. I'll send you a photo of our exact meeting spot. It's usually in the Terminal 3. The Arrivals International is where the drivers can come and park and get us. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll start that in advance, a couple weeks in advance. You'll have my cell and then the group chat. So, yeah, for those of
Okay.
us in Rome, let's coordinate when it gets closer where we all want to meet the evening before and have some fun.
Great.
Cool.
Sounds great.
Nice
I
to
can't
meet you
wait.
all.
Excited.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye, take care.
Bye.
Thank you,